Your silence is loud, and your silence could be interpreted in any number of ways. That's the funny thing about silence. Sometimes it could be like a pregnant pause. Sometimes it could be comfortable, and sometimes it could be very uncomfortable. Right now, it's time to be uncomfortable. It's past time. How to be an ally in AuthorTube? Well, do some research. I appreciate all of you who have reached out to me and you've wanted me to kind of guide you through all of this. I can't. I don't know how to guide you. I don't know the right words to tell you to say to people so that they don't misinterpret you and so they can know that you are going to be on the right side of history. I don't know. I would point you in the direction of other white folks on AuthorTube. But y'all, everybody's quiet. I understand that it's uncomfortable to talk about race in this country. Maybe stop thinking about it in terms of race. Maybe start thinking about it in terms of a human rights issue. I really hate that the color of my skin is political. I woke up this morning after another sleepless night. It was 3:30 in the morning. I woke up. I was already tired. And like a fool, I turned to Twitter and I immediately see two people, two black people, two unarmed black people who had been murdered. I hadn't heard about them before. And then I started reading more and more and finding more and more people that I hadn't heard about before. I guess maybe their videos weren't salacious enough to gain social media clout. I know that not everyone can go out and protest. I personally can't go out and protest. But there's ways that you can do things at home. There's ways that you can show your support to people. I would encourage you to reach out and do that. I was thinking about all the ways that I'm interchangeable with all of these people. It could be me who was driving with my spouse and my child in the back seat who was shot and killed through the window of my car. It could have been me who was walking down the street, minding my own business, dancing, and someone sees me and decides that I look suspicious. They call the police. The police, 3 police officers, drag me down, have me in a chokehold until I vomit several times. They turn off their body cams, but they weren't able to turn off the sound. And they accused me of trying to take the gun. Said that I had superhuman strength, was able to take on 3 cops. And when the EMT comes, have me injected with ketamine to calm me down because I'm unconscious. So I'm very freaking threatening. And then on the way to the hospital, I lose cognition. I lose everything. 7 days later, my family has to take me off of life support. It could be me who was sleeping, and the police have a no-knock warrant. They flood my home. They flood my home with bullets and my body with bullets. I was sleeping. It must have been very threatening when I snore. It could have been me. It could have been me with a knee to my throat, crushing me. How are you not furious? How are you not afraid? You're seeing what's happening. There's so many peaceful protests that are happening all over the country. That's been wonderful. But then you see things like what happened in Buffalo, where they pushed a white guy. He's a white old man, 75 years old. He's pushed over by two guys in riot gear. Two cops in riot gear. Cracks his head open. He starts bleeding. And they try to spin the narrative that, well, he tripped. Well, there was video, so we know that he was pushed. And their entire team quits in protest. Are they the good cops or the bad cops when they do that? I don't know. What I do know is that I'm tired. I'm tired of all of it. And I feel like your silence is so loud. I've gotten quite a few new subscribers since all of this has happened. Hello, thank you for being here. I hope that you decided to subscribe to me not because of the color of my skin, but because you enjoy my content and that you want to engage with me. I love that people want to support more Black creators. But you know, I've been here for like 8 years. So, you know, I know that YouTube is a vast place, but there's sometimes I'm seeing that new people have subscribed to me whom I've tried to engage with in the past and they've ignored me. So it feels really weird when you're like, when you come back and now you want to support my channel because it's trending, I guess. I don't know. Again, it feels very strange to have my skin be political and to have to defend and argue with people that, yeah, all lives should matter. Mine seems to matter less when it's blue on black crime. When I am in a position where I don't have the agency to defend myself. I'm not supposed to speak. I'm not supposed to do anything out of turn. I'm not just supposed to talk back. I'm not supposed to speak. I can't move too fast. Or hell, I could be asleep. Doesn't matter. So when I see all of these poor people who've had their lives snuffed away from them, and I think of it in terms of that could easily be me. That could easily be my nephews. That could easily be my brothers, my mother, my friends, their kids, my granddad. It doesn't matter. We are interchangeable. Our superhuman strength, you know, our inherent violence bleeds through the color of brown. It's black. The absurdity of it all would be hilarious if it wasn't so tragic and infuriating. How can you be quiet? How can you keep posting things like everything's status quo and everything's fine, everything's good? I don't expect anyone to become like this huge militant activist, but I hope that you're at least talking to family and you're talking to your friends and you're trying to educate people and you're trying to educate yourselves, because this country has historically done a very terrible job of teaching people about Black lives and what we experience. And please, If someone is trying to educate you on where you've gone wrong, your misstep, listen. Listen to us. I can't even tell you how many people I've talked to on a daily basis who tell me how freaking exhausted they are, just worn to the bone, so much worry, so much stress, so much fury and sadness. It's just so many emotions rolling around and riding around inside of us. So that when someone takes that time, that extra step to be like, here, listen, this, you're not quite getting this. Let me explain this to you. Take it for the gift that it is. Because it is uncomfortable to be corrected. I get that. I've been called out before many times. It's inevitable. But when you go into a conversation and you're automatically assuming that people are going to treat you in a specific way, and then when they treat you in a way that isn't exactly what you want, and then you decide, well, they've fulfilled the prophecy, so screw them. I'm the better person. What have you now gained from the exchange? Nothing. What did they gain from it? Nothing. You stopped the conversation and you didn't bother to try to see their perspective. You had already decided that they were going to do XYZ. That's insulting. That's part of the reason that I don't reach out to people, try to educate them all that much. My cup is half empty. So, I have to share sips with people who are actually going to appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to edit this much. I'm not trying to add fun effects and look cute or wear red lipstick, or I don't care. None of this is pretty, None of this is comfortable. None of this is fun. Educate yourself. Educate the people who are around you. Figure out how you can make change in your city. Look at what's happening with the police in your city. Is there a problem? Look at the change petitions that are happening. I've seen petitions all over the place. I've seen people sharing things where you can write letters to different mayors and different places to try to enact some type of change. Figure out what you could do to help. Amplify Black voices. Don't be afraid to say something. I don't know. There's no solution. There's no easy, quick fix. Change is tumultuous and it's hard, and it doesn't happen in a vacuum, and it doesn't happen with just a hope and a prayer. Change is action. Change is going against the status quo. And right now, the status quo sees me as being an immediate threat and a danger. Just because of the color of my skin. Your silence is loud.